Morning, Year 9. Happy Friday. First week of remote learning almost done. Obviously, we're going to be going back into another week next week. So I'm going to be creating a Teams and we're going to do one live lesson next week, but I'll keep you posted about when that's going to happen. For now, just keep logging on and watching these videos and making sure you're completing the activities that I'm setting. So today we're looking at what Anzac means, what the day represents, and what the letters stand for. And we're going to have a little bit of a look at Australia's involvement in World War I as well. So hopefully after today's lesson, you'll be able to tell me what Anzac stands for and why that day is significant. And also you can show me a timeline of Australia's involvement in World War I that you're going to make on this OneNote page here. First of all, we're just having a look at the acronym ANZAC, Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. And this is formed, this corps was first formed in Egypt in 1914. If we've been playing along at home and listening, we know that World War I started in 1914. So World War I was the beginning of the Anzac tradition. And we celebrate Anzac Day on the 25th of April. And that was actually the day that Australian and New Zealand troops landed in Gallipoli, which is a battle we're going to get to have a big look at. Hopefully we're going to watch a movie on it later on, but that's a bit of an introduction that we're going to see today. So again, if I'm back to the lesson plan, if I click on this link here, it should take me straight to the page I want you guys to be. And today that the goal is to create a timeline using this document here, and I'm going to show you what I want you to do. But I guess first I just wanted to give a bit of an overall picture of what World War I might have actually looked like at the time. And again, we've got Australia down here, a long way away from what was the majority of the fighting at this point in 1914 to 1915. It's all happening up here. And we know some of these teams. We know we've got the Triple Entente, Britain, France, and Russia. And we know we've got the Central Powers, which is Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy in the middle here. We have two things here. We have what's called a Western Front. Remember, never eat soggy Weet-Bix. So on the Western Front, which is this side, we've got some trench warfare. And we also have some trench warfare on the Eastern Front, which is this side over here. And if we have a bit of a look at the OneNote page here, we can kind of see, it's a bit harder to see because it's zoomed in on. This is on the border of Germany and France. And that's the Western Front. And the Eastern Front is really on the border of Austria, the Austro-Hungarian Empire at the time, and Russia. This is where it becomes a world war, and there's a whole lot of other people involved as well. And Australia did some different fighting. So if I go back to the map here, one of the big things of the Anzacs is that we trained in Egypt. So we travelled a lot of the time from Western Australia and Melbourne up through here into Egypt, into Cairo, and that's where they did some base training, eventually going to fight at that place we've talked about already, Gallipoli, which is just in here. Modern-day Turkey, it was called the Ottoman Empire at that point. There was also some other little stuff that happened that you are going to go and have a bit of a research of. And there's some timelines along here. For example, New Zealand forces seized the German colony of Samoa in 1914. This is a tiny little bit of the war that still had significance as it being a world war. This doesn't happen in Europe. This is happening in Samoa. You're going to put these points along here onto this timeline here. So I would have that would be the first one there where New Zealand troops seized Samoa, which is a German colony. And you can't see that on the maps here, but you would just select an island, Google where Samoa is, and highlight that. That happened in 1914. And again, you would put all the rest of these dates. You have to read them and figure out what happened. New Guinea was seized as another German colony. 6 Australians died fighting in New Britain. So that would be a good one to put on there and actually annotate and say 6 Australians died. You are going to save this and upload it in your name. What am I going to pick on today? For Harper. So Harper's going to go into her, I'll put them in class notes, and there's this activity down here that's called Where Did Australians Fight in World War I? And she will download that document there, and she will put in all of those dates on that timeline and then re-upload that document down the bottom here. Okay?